Need an escape from reality? We have you covered. I'm Justin from Riveted by Simon Teen, and today we'll be sharing 7 must-read young adult fantasy adventures. These stories are filled with heart, romance, and perhaps above all else, magic, so bust out that passport and get ready for a trip to worlds beyond our imagination. Number 1, Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. Now, whether you are a longtime fan of Cassandra Clare's best-selling Shadowhunter series or new to this expansive, magical world, Chain of Gold is the perfect next read for those of you looking for a great new fantasy novel. Chain of Gold is the first book in the long-awaited Last Hours trilogy, and if your ears perk up at the mention of love triangles, demon slaying, unrequited love, and an Edwardian London setting, then this could be the epic fantasy you're looking for. And while you don't have to read any of the previous books in the Shadowhunter series, there might be slight spoilers for the Infernal Devices series, so you're definitely going to want to read it after finishing Chain of Gold. We expect you'll have your Shadowhunter family, favorite ship, and your Parabatai picked out by next week. Number 2, Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. While books, of course, have a certain transcendent magic to them, giving us an escape into wonderfully imaginative worlds, books aren't actually magic, perhaps luckily for us. However, for Elizabeth in Sorcery of Thorns, books can transform into terrible monsters, and she's tasked with protecting her kingdom from the unspeakable power that they hold. When the most dangerous book from one of the great libraries is released, Elizabeth must team up with her sworn enemy, the sorcerer Nathaniel Thorne, to unravel a centuries-old conspiracy and stop the world from going up in flames. It's thrilling, heart-pounding, and soul-affirming. Just keep an eye on your copy of the book in case of any funny business. Number 3, Crown of Feathers by Nikki Pao Preto. An Ember in the Ashes meets 3 Dark Crowns in this debut fantasy novel, which features warriors that ride phoenixes into battle. Need we say more? Our protagonist Veronica dreams of becoming one of these phoenix riders, and disguises herself as a boy to join their ranks. Animal lovers will especially adore this book, as Veronica is an animage, meaning that she possesses the magical ability to communicate with all animals, causing her to form close connections with some of the book's many creatures. Author Nikki Pao Preto builds such an expansive and vivid world that if you don't want to leave it quite yet after finishing Crown of Feathers, we suggest you pick up its sequel, Heart of Flames. Also, we won't blame you if you try channeling your inner animage and having a conversation with your cat after reading. We've all tried it at least once, right? Number 4, Tithe, a modern fairy tale by Holly Black. The first book in Holly Black's modern fairy tale series is Tithe, which follows 16-year-old Kay, a modern nomad. Fierce and independent, she travels from city to city with her mother's rock band until an ominous attack forces Kay back to her childhood home. There, amid the industrial, blue-collar New Jersey backdrop, Kay finds herself as an unwilling pawn in an ancient power struggle between 2 rival fairy kingdoms. A struggle that could very well mean her death. Once you finish Tithe, you won't be able to resist tearing through the rest of the series with Valiant and Ironside. Each book is sure to give you a healthy dose of scary fairies, teen angst, and romance. Number 5, Shatter the Sky by Rebecca Kim Wells. Not to get too hyped, but this book has everything. A queer romance, a dastardly kidnapping, an escape plan, dragons, a lost prince, rebellion, prophecies, and more. Marin must save her kidnapped girlfriend from the clutches of the Emperor's agents in a plan that involves stealing a dragon to storm the Empire's stronghold. But with brewing conspiracies and dangerous prophecies, Marin's plan may have more in store for the Empire and herself than she ever could have imagined. Once you finish it, be sure to read its sequel, Storm the Earth, the explosive finale to Marin's journey. Number 6, The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. In a modern-day New York, the Magus are the last of the living magicians, confined to Manhattan by a magical barrier called the Brink. Crossing it would mean losing their powers, and often their lives. The Last Magician centers around a talented time-traveling thief named Esta, who must travel back to the turn of the 20th century to steal an ancient book that contains the secrets of the Brink before it can be destroyed, and doom all magicians to a hopeless future. It's a historical fantasy that jumps between present day and the early 1900s, with everything from dangerous heists to old-timey New York rivalries to secret societies, in a world where nothing is as it seems. The sequel, The Devil's Thief, is out now, with the next book in the series, The Serpent's Curse, coming in 2021. Number 7, Alana by Tamara Pierce. Do you like epic, sprawling fantasy adventures with an awesome, norm-defying heroine at the center of it all? Grab your steed and gallop over to the kingdom of Tortal with Tamara Pierce's Alana, the first adventure in the Song of the Lioness fantasy series that spanned 4 books and several spin-off series. In a time when girls are forbidden to be warriors, Alana of Trebond wants nothing more than to be a knight, so she finds a way to switch places with her twin brother. Disguised as a boy, Alana begins her training as a page at the palace and kicks off an adventure that will make her a legend. Alana is a classic work of fantasy literature, but it holds up as well today as when it was written over 3.5 decades ago. Those are our 7 picks for must-read young adult fantasy books. Got any recommendations for us? Tell us your favorite YA fantasy book in the comments below. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to Simon Teen for more book lists. Until next time, happy reading.